So the IES I went to was the Race to Save Freshwater Biodiversity by Dr. Stephen Cooke. He is currently a research professor at Carleton University in Canada. He has a PhD in natural resource ecology and conservation biology. In the presentation, The Race to Save Freshwater Biodiversity, Dr. Cook talks about how there has been a decline in environments which started to affect the biodiversity and freshwater habitats. With this decline, freshwater organisms are doing very poorly, and it has been very challenging for ecologists to get samples of those freshwater habitats or even to assess like the actual status of those populations because there is a great big deal of uncertainty because it is declining so fast. So they're not able to have accurate data. Um, some of the threats that are happening with these freshwater habitats is due to climate change or like overharvest from fishermen or women taking too much fish and invasive species, pollution, killing them off very quickly, hydropower plants, urbanization, and sometimes extensions. He had some data that talked about from the 2020s that it's been an 83% decline curve of population, which like majority of the freshwater fish and habitats in freshwater organisms, which shows like that drastic decline of those habitats, which is concerning. So he had this phrase that he used called bending the curve, and basically like to bend the curve because the curve is going downwards. They wanted to go back up to restore the biodiversity. So this is why that in his presentation he says the race to save freshwater biodiversity is he called it the race and he has it in capitals. So the race stands for reshape, appreciate, connect, evaluate. And this is like one of the methods that him and his other researchers are using to help with bending the curve for like their approaches to freshwater fish. One of the ways that they've done that was by taking a breed of fish and taking them out of the habitat and force breeding them, and then putting them back. But they did not get that very good of results from that, and they still really haven't found a way to help with bending the curve and like helping revive like the freshwater habitats. They are still searching and looking for ways to help these habitats and stop the decline. Um, I thought it was very interesting in the presentation how drastic things have gotten compared to like the just oral habitats compared to the freshwater fish. Like, yes, we can see that they're also on the decline, but not as much as the freshwater organisms. Another thing that I found very surprising is that they still haven't found a solution. Like they're doing all this extensive research, but there still hasn't been anything like sound that's gonna help with the decline. And I personally I don't know like what how to do that. So this is just my interpretation of it. Um, how does it correlate to our class? I think that in our class, especially like with ecosystems, we've been doing a lot of compare and contrast as to like why like with I guess like with our latest single text we were talking about like with parasites and like how that can affect the population of certain animals and stuff like that, or like the interaction of nature with animals and how that can decline their species and stuff like that and make them go extinct because like the same way that the freshwater fish and other habitats they're declining, they're going towards the rate of extinction. That's why they're trying to race to save the population. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I liked it.